How's it going, everybody? This is Matt Higgins from the Nighttime Podcast. Another one of my short videos on specific subjects, and I did one video on racism, and I think that I need to expound on that video and do a second one just to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. And because it's an important issue, and I think maybe it deserves two videos. So I think I left off talking about businesses being able to discipline or distance themselves from an employee if that employee, even on their own time, get caught spewing some racist shit or acting in a racist manner. I fully support the company. Okay? If they want to distance themselves from you, so be it. They have a brand to protect. And that brand, like it or not, even if they don't pay their employees well, they are an employer and they do create jobs. Okay? And how they treat their employees is a different subject altogether that we can talk about at another time. But they have to protect the company, because if they don't and the company suffers and they get if they get canceled or there's boycotts against them, the employees are going to suffer too. And they do have an obligation not only to the stockholders and the business itself and the owner, but they do need to protect their employees. And the best way to do that is to not affiliate themselves with major fucking psychos. Okay? People that just can't think logically and sanely. And I do believe racism is an archaic belief structure that needs to be bled out, rooted out, exploited for what it is, examined, and destroyed. It serves no purpose anymore. Okay? And the purpose that it did serve back in the day, we fought a war over this, about owning people, because we thought they were inferior. That should have been settled right there. One of the worst things we did to the South was take away their slaves, because that seems to be their only identity. 90% of that war was fought. The Civil War was fought over the rights to being able to own people. Now, some will say, well, it was over states' rights. Yes, it was over states' rights to govern whether or not they could own people. Fuck me. Okay, that's still about slavery. That's still about racism, about a belief structure that is inherently flawed to begin with. And might I add, was in the Bible and completely condoned for most of it. I mean, if God himself created laws on how you can treat your slaves and how much you can beat them, or how much they're worth, how much you can get for a trade-in, and all this other shit, is one of the things that should debunk the Bible as a useful tool to manage people. And that's what it is. It's a tool to manage people. But I won't get off on the religious rant on this video. It's racism. So I'm saying businesses have a right to protect themselves, and if you're caught being racist and the public finds out who you are and where you work, you're dead meat, as rightly you should be. Now, I was recently going through my emails, and I send myself links to articles that piss me off, so that I can talk about them later. And this one happened last year. It was last September, and it happened in California. And this chick is at her pool in her apartment complex, and she's trying to enjoy herself. White woman, just stating the facts. And a group of non-whites was forming at the pool, at the other side of the pool, having a get-together. Now, because this lady is a racist, all right, no matter what she says, in her own words, towards the end of her interview with, I think it's Inside Edition, she says, I'm usually not racist. Now, that seems to be an admission that she is racist, because she says she's usually not. Usually means most of the time, and it doesn't mean all of the time. So if she says, I'm never racist, that would be better than I'm usually not. Her exact words on the show was, I'm not usually racist. Okay? Now, the problem got worse because when they started gathering, I think it's a Hispanic family, she called them low-class slime and trash. All right? And I'm just quoting from the article. And she apologizes. I completely apologize for saying what I did about the pool party. But her and her boyfriend, I think it's her boyfriend or husband, it doesn't matter, her significant other, demanded to see the key fobs from the Hispanic family. As a white female Karen would naturally do, right? If you're a racist. Because I promise you, I would bet both of my nuts and my ball hair that if those people were white, she would have had zero problem with them. It probably wouldn't even have occurred to her to ask if they were members of the community. That's just my opinion. Like I said, my opinion is neither right or wrong, but like I said, I'm willing to bet several parts of my anatomy that if they had been white, it wouldn't have been an issue. And I feel that my opinion is a little more valid because it wouldn't occur to me to do that whether they were white or Hispanic or black or Asian or whatever fucking nationality they are. Because it's none of my business. If I'm out by the pool and those people aren't over surrounding me, bothering me, it's none of my fucking business. And that's one of the things that's really that really gives it away that a person really is a racist. Is it if it logically and realistically isn't your concern and it isn't bothering you or affecting you, why the fuck are you interjecting yourself into the situation? Because you're a racist, whether you want to admit it or not. Okay? I'm sorry. That's just the way it is. And like I said before, racism serves no purpose anymore. All right? If you want to feel good about yourself and you want to feel better than other people, fine. Do it by yourself, with yourself, and at least do it over something that is valid. I mean, I make fun of people all the time, and it doesn't matter what color they are and what nationality, whether they're male or female, adult or child, just because I'm my natural inclination is towards humor. It makes me feel better. It makes other people laugh. It lightens the situation, and there's usually no malice towards it. So, and it makes me happy. It doesn't make me feel better than somebody else because I don't feel that need. And I think that's what racism is. It's a shitty past tense idea whose time should have never come to begin with, way of making yourself feel better and feel part of a club. Like, hey, I'm a white individual who sucks among other white people, but hey, if I make fun of this other group of people, I can at least feel better about myself in the situation I'm in. And that's all racism is. Okay, it's a shitty excuse to feel better about yourself and feel part of a group that you really shouldn't want to be associated with. So, anyway, that'll be the last I talk about racism for a while. Nobody's an accidental racist, by the way. That's bullshit. I'm usually not racist, but no, that means you're a racist. I've never gotten blackout drunk or pissed off and called somebody an N-word to their face.